Welcome back for more Elden Ring, ladies and gents. Hope you're doing well. My name is Lewis, aka Manyouaman here. So today in this episode, we start off in the Lake of Rot. Start off with a boss fight, a huge boss fight, and then we're gonna go discover a secret that I did not know because I am an idiot, and I was an idiot, and I'm still an idiot. So this secret is very glaring, it's the core mechanics of the game, and you'll get to know in a minute. And we're going to progress the game story, the story of the game, the campaign of the game, the journey of the game in Leyndell. So this is a very action-packed, story-driven main entry video. So enjoy, guys. What I can say, enjoy all the boss fight, enjoy all the story, enjoy all the lore in this episode. And I'm gonna be here to post commentate what's going on, and let's have some fun together. So let's go. The coffin is going down quite quickly. I'm surprised that my character didn't die, but hey ho, we are here. We are in the loading screen, in the boss fight. White, bam, bam, bam. I just love that, you know, even going into the coffin and stuff like that, you have a cutscene. So very similar cutscene to all the other ones. You wake up in a new area, but this time is against a boss wall. So interesting, but you know, it is what it is, you know, ladies and gents. This is it. You can see that yellow light illuminating in the background. I absolutely love it. That is the boss, the fog wall. So yeah, this episode there's going to be a lot of actions, a few bosses scattered around, and discovering brand new areas as we always do. And these areas are, you know, story progression areas, and yeah, things get really interesting. So strong foe ahead, be wary of boss. This is a strong foe, ladies and gents. It is not a cakewalk. There is one of my weakness is bloody grab attack. Grab attack, ladies and gents. I am so bad at dodging grab attacks that is quite hilarious. But we are against Astel, the natural born of the void. So these enemies are like gravitational enemy that have significant lore and connection with Radahn, because Radahn learned about the gravitational magic. That's how he managed to keep his horse around. His small horse, Leonard, I think his horse is called. So Astel, why is he so tough? Well, number one, he does magic, and naturally my magic defense is quite poor. His attack is quite easy actually. You can see that even with one katana, with the blood flame blade, I managed to make him bleed. So this is my first go at him, and I don't know what his attack does, I don't know what his attack pattern is, I don't know anything about him. But already going in, hitting his head, I got almost half health, and that's what he does. He teleport around, and then he will use different magic to kind of projectile attack you, to long range attack you. He has that little scorpion tail looking thing that can also do projectile attack. His close range attack isn't really that great. He has this sweeping attack that he just did. He has the push attack, and also his head, his little, what do you call it, the fang, will also do some good amount of damage. But this guy has a lot of AoE attack, so you just need to be careful. So he teleported again, but this time it's this bloody grab attack that he uses that I just cannot dodge for the sake of me, because it does a huge teleportation, and then very quickly he will sweep the attack. So a lot of the time I just cannot react to it. I just wasn't fast enough. I'm a slowpoke at dodging that attack. It gets better though, but second try after knowing what the boss is, I put on the scaled armor. I have the dual wield katana, so 2 Ichitana. So I should inflict bleed damage quite quickly, which it did. But I was going in a little bit too aggressive, perhaps. I also have the magic defense up. Talisman. So Talisman wise is pretty similar across the board. I forgot to drink my wondrous physic flask, so I did that, and that will improve my dexterity. I dodged that grab attack. Those grab attack is actually really easy to dodge. It's the one that he teleport and then he grab you. That one is really difficult to avoid. So you can see that his close range attack isn't really that scary. That one I just ate it like a boss for no reason at all. But yeah, I got him down to what, 20%, 25% health, and I just didn't know where he is, and I got grabbed. And once again, I tried to mash my button, but no, I think it's an instant kill grapple from that boss. So once again, I died to this grapple so many times. So that one, he didn't get all my health down to 0, but as soon as he threw me down on the ground, I'm completely dead. So I think that is the that is an instant kill grapple move, which I'm fine with, I guess. It does use it very often, especially when you get him down to half health, he will start using that one. And this one is just a quick finish, and I got in a little bit too hard, and yeah, just didn't really, just wasn't really prepared. Let's just say I was rushing everything. So Astel, the natural born. I just need to have a run where I have absolutely. I just avoid him doing that attack, because if I'm hitting him enough, he will teleport out instead of teleport and trying to do that grab attack. Because it's the grab attack that I absolutely just cannot deal with. But I'm doing really good damage. That was a really good rollback. So this is where I'm looking. I'm starting spinning my camera around. I'm starting looking. Where is he? I'm rolling around. But that was actually a teleportation instead. So, which is really good. That was a master of a dodge. I run left and then I roll in. Oh, that was beautiful of a dodge. So he's scared of me now with my dual wield Uchitana. Complete offensive build. Topping up, I got loads of flasks. That's the thing, I got loads of flasks, but I just need to make sure that he doesn't get me with that instant kill grapple, and he didn't. So the remembrance of the natural born. So that's one of the trophy. That's one of the special enemy, and 80k, ladies and gentlemen, 80,000 runes. So good, so sweet. So that's it, that's Astel. He will have a brother, which we will fight a little bit later on in the series, and that guy is a lot tougher. I feel like my ability is a lot, not my ability, but my character leveling is pretty damn good. As you can see, I'm 107 level now. It takes about 71k to go to the next level, to level 72. So yes, 108 I should say. So this seals I cannot go in just yet. There is a special occasion that will break the seal. I need something called the Ring of Oath. So whatever that is, we will find out in the next episode. Next episode is a good episode, I must say. I really enjoyed that episode. Once again, Lake of the Rot. The Lake of the Rot. The Lake of the Rot. So this Dragon King soldier, he hits hard, and there are shit tons of Scarlet Rot about. So I know what I need to do is to go full offense against him, because he hasn't got a lot of health. You can see that my attacks are doing good, good damage, but it's the Scarlet Rot. So when he wakes up, I thought I put in as much damage as possible, but unluckily that platform blocked me from walking up. So I got the AoE attack, and then that was really it. But luckily there's a State of Marika very close by. So similar strategy here, just raining on him in terms of my my attack. So I got the magic blade by using the magic grease, and I was just fat rolling. For some reason I was fat rolling, so I have to take the Grievous out. I don't know why I didn't take the shield out, because that would have been okay. So yeah, that really got me into a bad situation. Just keep drinking, and it just doesn't work because I'm on the back foot already. So Dragon King soldier is definitely, you need to kill him as quickly as possible. So back onto the Order Blade with Holy Attack. Not bad at all. 28,555 even, but a little slam attack just got me killed. Usually I can tank one attack against this very heavily hit Dragon King soldier, but because of the Scarlet Rot, you never know what stages your health is going to be. So after another failure, just literally raining with the most highest attack power Astel, and using Cleanse Me to get rid of the rod, get him onto the platform, so then I don't get Scarlet Rotted. So this is where you can see one of my talisman that I'm using is the talisman that will improve when I get poisoned. So my shield is back up. So I was dual wielding at the start because he wake up, and that take a little bit of time for him to wake up and all that, and do all that jazz before he really starting to attack me. But now, because I'm in the Scarlet Rot area, you can see that the talisman is in effect. My poison talisman is in effect. So it was a good idea to use that, because I almost killed him. It literally had like 5% health, less than that. So that was a really good idea, so I continue to use it. You can see that symbol, that alien looking symbol, that is the symbol that I have improved my attack power. It's insane, 3,229. It's an insane amount of damage. So I did it again, but this time 4,102. So all I know is got up, used the overhead attack, and boom! That was insane. And that talisman, when I'm surrounding, so that talisman is whenever I'm surrounding in a poison pit, I will increase my attack. So the dragon scale blade, another katana, but this blade isn't really that good because you can't put any scaling on it. It considers a special weapon. It does physical damage, but the physical damage isn't as good as the Uchitana, if I remember correctly. So it's not really a katana that I like using. It doesn't do any bleed as well. So Remembrance of the Natural Born, Astel, the Natural Born of the Void, the power of his namesake can be unlocked. A malformed star. Let's pause that and read that. So I got the Radahn set. So this is the Radahn. General Rodan set, looking very cool. A lot of people I see running around as Phantom was wielding that. And this is the Renana set. I bought that as well.
Greetings. Are you here?
Greetings. So this is where I improved my Nutella Spirit Ashes to level 9. Eventually level 9. I didn't want to fully commit to Nutella because I don't know if she will eventually go. Because at the beginning she was just like, okay, you need to lead me into this area, and I'll fight for you. So yeah, so the dragon skin blade. So this blade, the special attack is the ice lightning attack. So I think what it does is the special attack that you do will infuse the sword, will do a special attack, but also infuse the sword with an ice and lightning attack kind of thing. So another katana that I was using, this is called the Serpent Bone Blade. So the Serpent Bone Blade that we picked up a couple episodes ago, I have made mention to it that I will use it, and this is where I'm testing it out. So that was the R2. This is the R2, ladies and gentlemen. The R2 is called a double slash. So this Serpent Bone Blade was used by a master swordsman, and the R2 is also different as well, because the R2 on the Uchihatana is a thrust, but this one is a continuous slash. So it's really good. That R2 double slash weapon art is amazing, or Ash of War is amazing. So we in Lenin's Rise. So to get to Lenin's Rise, to get inside it, to break that seal, is to do the jump point. Missed it a little bit. So yeah, so the dragon skin katana, I'm not warm to that, because I think I need to use the ice lightning attack, but that only get infused by about what, 20 seconds, or maybe less than that, 10 seconds, and then it goes away, and then you have to do another one. And I think in terms of physical attack, it doesn't do that much better than, for example, the Uchihatana. The Uchihatana is really good because it has that bleed effect, the bleed build up, and also really good raw physical strike damage. So is the Serpent Bone Blade. The Serpent Bone Blade also got really good physical attack, but instead of bleed, it does poison. But still really good. So I managed to get inside, but the seal is still there, because the seal has been blocked by this Grey Lord ball thing. So that's the double slash. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Really cool. It just inflicts damage so quickly. That is insane. I really like this Serpent Bone Blade. I know it doesn't do bleed damage, which is a bit of a shame, because the bleed is just so strong in this game, but mate, it's still so good though. So you can see the difference between the single hand or double hand, dual wielding the sword, double handing the sword adds another extra like 20 attack health point, which is pretty good. So we onto one of these towers. So we got another memory stone, which to me is all right. I don't need that many memory stones, because it just is yeah, it's just too much. So after defeating the Elden Lord in this episode, we are going to check out one of the Divine Tower. So this tower is now open, and ladies and gentlemen, this is the discovery of a gameplay element that I should have discovered a long time ago, and only learn about it now. So this is what? This is about 60 hours into the game, 60, 70 hours into the game. It's incredible that I only learn about it now in Leyndell, the third region, the third major region, going into the fourth one, really. So all of these defined tower are scattered around the lands between. So there's one in Limgrave, one in Calais, one in Leyndell, and one in Leyndell. So these towers, not only they are a great little I can't remember what it's called. A great place to kind of oversee the whole Skylander? No, that doesn't sound right. But it was so breathtaking, man. It's just so breathtaking that the view is incredible. But at the top of all of these divine tower, there is a two fingers, and these are the two fingers of the demigods. So this demigod belongs to Riker. So Riker I have defeated in the Volcano Manor, and this is his great rune. So when I came in, I'm just like, what the hell? Why is there another two fingers? Why did I just get Riker's great rune? Like, what is this? And this is where I'm just like confused. I was very confused. I'm just like, what the hell is happening? And then I see the Riker. I've got the great rune of the Unborn, which you'll get after defeating R'hllana, and this allows you to reborn your character. And Riker's great rune, the great rune of the Shard-bearer Riker, it blessing restore HP upon defeating enemies. Riker was amongst the children of R'hllana and Radagon, who became demigod stepchildren after Radagon's union with Queen Marika. But Riker fed himself to the blasphemous Serpent, the great rune and all. So he allowed the blasphemous Serpent to basically consume him, so that he can become one with him. So he is the children of R'hllana and Radagon. So he is the Shard-bearer, because when the Elden Ring was shattered by Queen Marika, all her children and all of these children get a piece from it. So yeah, this is incredible, man. Literally I spent so long just looking around and seeing that divine tower. I was like, holy shit, that's a divine tower in Limgrave. That's the castle. I was like, that's the castle. That's the Stormfell Castle right there at the far end background, and that's the divine tower that is linked to it. So that's why I started to discover, holy shit, there are all of these divine tower that I need to go to get all these great runes. So back to Stormfell Castle, of course. So this is a little bit different. Remember those fucking ballistics. Look at how much shield they take out. They're incredibly strong. I think From Software should nerf them a little bit, because Jesus Christ, they hit hard. But all of these, all of these Shard Bearers will give me great runes, and these great runes will do a different thing. So for Rikers, if I activate it, every enemy that I kill I will absorb their health point. So I will heal every time I kill some people. I don't know how much health point. I had never used it. So to activate these great rune, you need to use a rune arc. So I've been collecting a lot of rune arcs across my playthrough, and I have never used any of them, and that's because I needed a great rune in order to make them effective. So if you don't have a great rune equipped, so you need to equip it from the Site of Grace. When you rest on the Site of Grace to level up, to do your flask, to do your spell, This is where you can also tweak what great runes you want to use. And once you equip a great rune, you will see it on the top left of the screen. So that's currently, so right next to the health, the focus point and the stamina, on the left on the box you will see the great rune, symbol. And once you use a rune arc to activate it, that symbol will light up, signifying that you activated that. So until you die, it will stay active. So for the whole entire game, if you don't die, then it will remain activate for your whole entire playthrough. But as soon as you die, you'll lose it, and you need to... Oh, this is where the double slash come into place, man. It just deals so much damage so quickly. So once you die, it will deactivate, and you need to pop another rune arc to reactivate it once again. So the mechanic is different, is slightly different to the previous Dark Souls game, where humanity, you pop humanity and then you gain maximum HP and all that stuff. So but it's a similar concept. It works differently, but it's a very similar concept. So there aren't a lot of humanity or embers in Dark Souls 3. There aren't a lot of these rune arc laying around. They are a fairly precious item, so you need to make sure that you use it at a timing, as a good timing, basically. But I don't know why, but I just never used it. In this playthrough, I think I used it, I popped it just to try it out. But yeah, at the end I never used it to my advantage. Why? I have no idea. I should have used it more. I know I discovered this secret, and I just ended up not using it at all, and that was stupid of me. Since I'm in Limgrave, I decided to go back to my dual wield sword that I haven't used since like episode 6 or 7. The dual wield sword, it was quite fun to use until I discovered that I can actually dual wield katana. So that makes it a little bit more fun to use, I guess. But like I said, I am so much, like, my level is this. These guys are nothing to me, you know. My level is so high now that it just doesn't matter. If I used my katana, my Uchitana, my dual wield Uchitana, they would have been dead in like 2 swings, you know. But fair enough, they still hit me a few times. I also infused the double slash on the Lord Swan straight sword as well. So that's something that I did, and I do know the moveset of the double slash, but I just didn't know that it will be that good again on a weapon. I think double slashes became one of my favorite Ash of War, especially for dexterity. I don't think you can put it on Colossal Sword or Great Sword, but if I can, that would be amazing. Look at that, 3 hits on my Godslayer Great Sword +6. That's insane. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The 3 giants guarding the place, me observing and looking at the place, being amazed at the place, and this Godric Great Ruins is actually one of the better one, I feel like, because you'll gain +5 in all the abilities. So +5 on all attributes: your health, your mind, your stamina, your strength, your dexterity, your magic, your intelligence, your faith, and your arcane. So all of these 8 attributes, you'll gain 5. So you're basically your level +40. So right now I'm level 107, and if I use that, pop the rune arc, I'm basically 147. That's how insane the Godric Great Rune is. And it's just unfortunate I don't use it enough. And for those who craft a lot of arrows like me, this is a great place to farm these falcons. Or Filion. A great place. Look at that. But unfortunately, if I kill the bird up on the ledge, I can't grab the items without difficulty. So yeah, so basically just went across the Phantom. The teleportation get me to right in front of the Divine Tower, because the road bridge, as you call it, is all broken. So it's really cool. It's a really cool core mechanics. I would say it's a core mechanics that I did not know about into what 60 plus hours into the game, which is insane. If I didn't discover that Divine Tower in Leyndell, and I was just checking it out, I was just seeing that, oh, maybe it will open now, and it did open. If I didn't go back to it, I wouldn't have known this for the rest of the gameplay. It's a bit embarrassing, I must say, but ayo, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. So if you don't have the any of the Great Rune, and you use the Rune Arc, it basically improves your maximum HP. That's it. It improves your maximum HP. But if you do have a Great Rune, it will do what the Great Rune does, but it doesn't give you that maximum HP. So you can still use it on standalone, but you want to use it how it's supposed to. It doesn't cost anything. After defeating a boss, you just need to go to the Divine Tower and collect it, basically. So this is the Divine Tower of Limgrave. So we have already discovered one of the Divine Tower in Khalid very early on when we were exploring Khalid. I think in episode 8. That's where how we discovered it. And then we went back there as well to defeat the boss. So I know exactly which one I needed to do. And then in Liurnia, there is another one near the Carian Study Hall, which I've been through. I've grabbed the items there, but for that one I didn't see any kind of connecting point. But yeah, it's awesome, man. You can see Limgrave a little bit. Oh, that's Khalid. You can see Khalid a little bit. You can see the Divine Tower because they're so tall and it's so recognizable. So these are the two fingers for Godric. So you basically claim that Great Rune, and now you got Godric Great Rune. It's incredible. You're seeing all these birds looking at us all funny. What are you looking at? But yeah, the two fingers. It's incredible. So let's have a look what it does. So yeah, the Godric. Oh, before I do that, raises all attributes. So this raises all attributes by 5. The first demigod were the Elden Lord Godfrey and his offspring, the golden lineage. It's incredible. There's like I said, there's a lot of way to buff yourself in Elden Ring, and this is one of them. So let's go to the Divine Tower. Divine Tower of Khalid. Not the basement one. The basement one is only a boss fight, doesn't do anything. It is the Khalid one. So once you defeated the boss, it will open. And it did open. So the boss in this area for Khalid is Radahn, General Radahn. Once had a furious fight with Melania, the Blade of Mikola. just it's awesome to see all these little features, man. It's a bit, it doesn't tell you, that's the thing. So if he doesn't explore anything, or you just didn't go back to places that you remembered, you probably will never discover things like that. But at the end, it's cool. I really like this Scarlet place though. It just, that's the Beastal Sanctum, that's the bridge where the dragon would be, and that's the one of the Divine Tower that I have spotted. And we've been through there before. We've been through that Divine Tower using the Divine Bridge in Leyndell, the portal in that Divine Bridge to get to that. The good question is, I don't think I've been back there. So this is the Radahn. Radahn Great Rune. So this is the rune that I'm not too sure what it does. So at least I'm not too sure. Oh, that one is raises maximum HP, FP, and stamina. Radahn was amongst the children of Renana and Radagon, who become demigod as stepchildren after Radagon uniting with Queen Marika. The Great Rune burns to resist the encroachment of the Scarlet Rot. So it raises maximum HP, FP, and stamina, probably by a good fair amount. I'm sure Riker's regenerating health after defeating enemy, I reckon that will regenerate a very good amount of health as well. Because if Godric Great Rune can give you 5 attribute points for everything, for all the category, then you know there's something else. So back to the Carian Study Hall. To examine the pedestal, you need to put something on. So at this point, I realized is that okay, maybe I just need to come back. So went back to here, Leyndell. Came back to Leyndell and just started to progress the game. So this is after coming out of the Godfrey, the first Elden Lord's boss room. And the first thing he said is use regression on this statue. But I cannot use the law of regression. It's an incantation. And I just don't have the faith level to use it. So basically, after you use it, it will reveal a statue of Queen Marika instead. So at the moment, that's Radagon. It's really cool little secret. So all of these perfumer enemy is no match to me. Back to dual wield katana. I think my assassin build will be fairly similar to this. It's gonna be a blood build on the daggers, because daggers doesn't do a lot of physical damage. So in order to help with it, I think doing a blood build will be very fun. Either the blood build or the freeze, the frostbite. Frostbite also take a chunk of the health out, and also reduces the physical defense of the enemy. So I think since I already kind of done blood, I might want to do freeze or let's see. I might want to do Scarlet Rot if I can infuse that on my daggers. I think that would be pretty cool. So all of these bugs, I need to kill it in order to get whatever it is going to give me. I think it's going to give me Miracle. It did, which is called the Barrier of God. So this will significantly increases your magic defense once you cast it for a fair amount of time. So precious item, a door that doesn't open. So precious item is this spear. This is the spear that kill one of the dragons. But let's be honest, my jumping skill wasn't very very good. So yeah, this is the second take, I believe. Yeah, this is the second take. For the first take, it wasn't very successful. So I got the stone sword key, and since I jumped down here, I realized is that okay, I'm supposed to jump on the spear and grab something on top. So yeah, it wasn't very successful. So we just do a retake basically. Go back onto the Earth Tree Sanctuary and do the same thing again. So carefully walking on the spear, you'll get the Bolt of Grand Sack. So this is one of the legendary weapon, and the legend of this spear is that it killed the one of the dragon. And I thought I was safe in here, but I decided to check out the weapon myself in here. I didn't know it was a weapon. So switching around, spear, the Bolt of Grand Sacks. A great ancient dragon Grand Sack once rained calamity upon the royal capital, the only time in historical record that Leyndell war have fallen. This marks the dawn of the war against the ancient dragons. So after getting hit twice by arrow, I almost bloody died, but I managed to get away with it okay. So not knowing, I literally cut out about 20 minutes of me just running around Leyndell, trying to find where the F I needed to go. And then I remember this door has been sealed by Morgott, the grace given, but I don't know where the hell do I find Morgott. So Morgott. So Morgott, no idea where it is. So I went back to the Divine Bridge. Oh, this is where I went back to the Divine Bridge and I found that portal. And then that will portal me to the Divine Tower that I was talking about, right next to the Beastal Sanctum. And to be honest with you, I don't think I've been back to this Divine Tower since I've beaten the game. So that could be something that I can quickly check out once I'm done with this post-commentary. You're gonna see me with the same outfit, mate. Like I'm trying to do all of these post-commentary videos in one day. So a lot of talking, but I'm prepared for it. So prepare to see this Toronto Raptors basketball shirts and my silly face for the remaining of the post-commentary videos. There's no shame in that. Just putting in the hours, getting all these post-commentary done. So back to the Oak Tree Sanctum. I was gonna say bonfire, but not bonfire. Site of Grace, and there was a little shortcut to get through to this area. So these are the Black Knife Assassin. So the Black Knife Assassin has been like waiting for something to happen, right? But he been killing, mate. You can see the amount of dead bodies on the bridge. And then we got to this room, which is very majestic. This room though reminds me of the Ring the City DLC in Dark Souls 3 towards the end, when you find the queen or the princess. Yeah, it's very reminiscent of that to me. So tweaking, I don't know what's next really. All I know is I must be very close to Morgott. I don't know what the boss. I didn't know the boss war was so close, but the Law of Regression, that's what I was talking about. I do have the spell. Can't remember where I picked up, but I do have the spell, but it was a little bit too much for me to cast it. The Blessing of the Earth Tree as well, that is like it greatly improves his health and the people nearby you as well. So if you got a spirit summon, so your spirit ash, you will be able to heal your spirit as well. So boss ahead, the boss room. I used up all my my runes to level up, to buy a lot of consumables, smithing. So that's why you can see that I got 71 left. And that's what I mean by just using all your runes. If you don't know where to go next, if you don't know what's going to happen next, just use your runes. Be that N or just N. Just use your rune, don't waste it. So I saw a summon. So I see this summon, I was like, Malenia. Or Malina. I was like, yeah, me and Mel are going to fight a boss? Hell yeah. Hello, Mel. So she hasn't got her little coat on, which is really cool. Her blade is just, oh mate. We will get that blade eventually though. Very soon actually in this episode, I believe. So this is Morgott.
Graceless, tarnished.
Alright. Graceless, tarnished. Oh.
What is thy business with these thrones?
So I can see all these horns. So
Godric the Golden.
Horns are not good.
Prodigies, Mikola and Malenia.
Mikola and Malenia.
General Radahn. Praetor Rykard. Luna Princess Rani.
Significantly smaller, the chairs. Don't know if it's because of the angle.
Traitors. All. Thy kind are all of a piece.
This is so cool.
Pillagers, emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Oh, look at that. Obsidian looking sword. That's amazing.
Felled by King Morgott, last of all kings.
So Morgott, the Omen King. So he's an Omen. So what did I say about Omen in a couple episodes ago is the fact that they are they're banished because having horns on your body is like cursed. So all the royalty Omen has been put into the Leyndell sewage, but Morgott was really faithful to the Earth Tree, really faithful to the Golden Order. So even when the Earth Tree needed him the most, he delivered, whereas all the other demigods and Shardbearer just decided to just fuck everything up and just betray the Earth Tree. So Morgott is very similar, got very similar moveset to Morgott, definitely. And he is a type of boss that you can just see like the insane amount of combo that he's doing. It looks good, but he will be extremely difficult if you are not at the right level. I am definitely higher level, so one of the Divine Tower. So the Divine Tower that we just been to, that got transported into in the middle of nowhere, that will be Morgott's Great Ruins. And I definitely haven't been back to that yet.
The Earth Tree wards off all who deign approach. We are all forsaken.
There you go.
None may claim the title of Elden Lord.
So this is the remain of
Shall be met.
the Omen King.
Failure, just as I.
You're not so powerful now, are you? So this is the Earth Tree, ladies and gents. Surely this is the end game, right? Because that was our goal, is to get to the Earth Tree. Get to the Earth Tree. So we got to the Earth Tree now, so what's happening now? Well done, and then I did it. Try dunk. Praise the Elden Ring. Impenetrable thorn, refuse all, none may enter the Earth Tree. So, yeah, you don't have the right. Oh, you don't have the right. Indeed, I agree with that statement. And you can see the fog wall still there. So this is not the end of the journey, unfortunately, because there are thorns that we need to cut out or burn down. So on to the next one. Now she got her coat back on, the cape back on.
Old friend, allow me a moment to converse with you. You were unable to enter the Erd Tree, no? Prevented by the mantle of barbs. The thorns are impenetrable, a husk of the Erd Tree's being that spurns all that exists without. The only way to stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord is to pass the thorns.
But how?
My purpose serves to aid in that very act. So I'd like you to undertake a new journey.
She got a new idea.
To the flame of ruin, far above the clouds, upon the snowy mountaintops of the giants.
Flame of ruin.
I can set the Erd Tree aflame.
Snowtop, giant, doesn't go together.
Path to becoming Elden Lord.
So we got a road medallion. Very cool. A red mark was made on the map.
I wish to journey with you once more to the flame of ruin, far above the clouds,
upon the snowy mountaintops of the giants.
Then I can set
the Erd Tree aflame. So it's impenetrable thorns, meaning that you can't cut it down some way somehow. So you need to burn it, and in the process you're gonna burn the Erd Tree as well, because obviously the thorn is part of the Erd Tree.
Shall I turn your rune
So yeah, that's incredible, man. So this is a new journey, ladies and gents. You know, the map that I haven't discovered, that is it. So I got 90k from Morgott. So I'm level 109. Definitely, I feel like high level, but I'm at the right level. I'm at the right pace. I'm at the right pace of level. I'm not too low. I'm not too high. So you can see that the roll route is there. So I need to get back to the gated wall before, and this is it. You know, these are the soldiers that will stop you going there. And this is now open, so it gives me a bridge, a capital outskirt bridge to go through. So this will lead me to the Forsaken Land. Put on the dagger before the backstab. 1073 damage. That's not bad at all. But yeah, this guy I can rein in because, you know, he has his shield and everything. But got too greedy. I got too greedy. I was trying to. He hit me, and I thought my character would have recovered enough to do an attack. But yeah, it didn't happen. So I believe I can't use torrent here. That's why I was fighting him on the ground. But it's still pretty good that I killed him straight away, pretty much. After he got off the horseback, he just died instantly. Some rider do that, some rider doesn't do that, which is really strange. But it is what it is. Yeah, looking back on all my footage, I just don't use the jump attack that much, which is quite funny because it is pretty damn good. So after that madness of transferring himself to a bigger bug, he still only just give me level 6 somber smithing stone, which is of course not enough. But so in terms of the story of Elden Ring, we got to the Earth Tree, we're right in front of the Earth Tree, but the thorns are stopping us, and now we embark another journey to burn the fuck out of the tree. You're not letting me go? Okay, I'm gonna burn the fuck out of you. So we need to get to that lift, and there's still basically the second chapter of the game. I would say your journey to the to Morgott, to the Earth Tree, I think this is the one big chapter, of course, and then the second chapter is this new journey to get to the mountaintop of the giants. Playtime wise, I know it's not as long, but it's the significance of it. This definitely feels like chapter 2. Be wary of pair. Try to be wary of pair. So you can see another kind of defined tower looking thing. I can't remember if I end up exploring that or not, but yeah, like I said, there's so many areas I haven't explored, and it's just incredible. And to be honest, I thought this lift was gonna get me up, but it's going down instead. So we saw that item. We saw that item in the middle of the lift. It's a little bit dark, so I'll put on the lantern here. So this is yeah, going towards the second part. Is this the second part? I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Because once you're done with the mountaintop of the giant, and then I think the next stage is pretty much like the third part, the end game part, because the level definitely scale up a fair amount in my mind. Farum Azula is the place that we discovered in the last episode, and that place can be quite daunting. That was a pretty brave job, to be honest. So we've got the official attire, and in this office looking, we got the Blade of Calling. So this Blade of Calling is the weapon of Melania. Or Melina. Yeah, Melina. Dagger given to the one who set out on a journey to fulfill her duty long ago. The power of his former owner, the Kindling Maiden, is still apparent. The one who walks along the flame shall one day meet the road of destined death. So what could the destined death be? We don't know. That's so cool, man. It doesn't have that fiery effect that she was wielding, but the Blade of Calling. So going back to the round table, the fingers now up. Instead of just fretching about, is now up, because the fingers are thinking.
This means the Earth Tree has spurned you.
So the Earth Tree did not want to accept me. So the fingers remain still, and they are consulting with the Greater Wheel. So what is the Greater Wheel? We will find out pretty much at the end of this series,
about thousands,
if not tens of thousands
of moons must.
Yeah, love, I ain't gonna live fucking thousands of years.
For me, but you, how will you ever manage to wait? My, oh my.
So this is a quite significant lore point.
That is not the domain of mere men.
So we wanted to burn the Earth Tree.
Earth Tree is the first cardinal sin. And you say you seek the power of the Rune of Death too? The Rune of Death goes by 2 names. The other is Destined Death. The forbidden shadow plucked from the Golden Order upon its creation. Unleashing the rune now would be unthinkable. The fingers would never permit it. Nor would the greater will. But here we are. The fingers dormant, severing our link to the greater will. The realm and all life in ruins. Impossible.
So we don't have the knowledge of the fingers anymore, because the finger reader maiden cannot read the fingers because they're consulting with the greater will.
Cardinal sin must be cardinal forever. Go
And
finish
the greater will, the Earth Tree, rejected us, basically. And the only way to get through to that Earth Tree is to burn it. But burning the Earth Tree is the first cardinal sin. It also linked to Destined Death as well. So we're starting to hear Destined Death a lot more. It's a bit confusing about Destined Death, but it just means that God can die because of Destined Death, and that's how Godwin, the first god to die, happened to die, is because of this Destined Death. So Morgott, you can get the cursed sword, very cool looking. Once again, I never used any of these boss weapons. Maybe I should, but I haven't yet. And you can get this FP attack thing, consumable, that will probably just burst out shitloads of those orangey flame or orangey black flame. So I think that was the attack. So the Graceless Omen. So he's calling us the Graceless Tarnish, but he's actually a Graceless Omen as well. Because no one respect Omen because of their horn and stuff like that. Long ago, in the age of whatever, in Lands Between, it was they do respect you if you have horns. Horn was supposed to be something like powerful. Oh, sneeze. It's supposed to be something powerful, but then that kind of thoughts and thinking all of a sudden became taboo and became like a curse. So new area, ladies and gents, the Forbidden Land, and literally the first 2 enemies that I see deck me straight away. So that just means that I need to be a lot more careful, because I was playing as pretty high level character for Leyndell and all the other areas that I've been in, like the underground area. So the Noctella is the Eternal City, Necron, the Eternal City, Sophia River, all of these places has been pretty nice for me. I didn't feel challenged at any point at all. I feel like I was at a very good level. But this Forbidden Land and the Mountaintop of Giant definitely made me change my perspective. I instantly felt like, okay, I need to be more careful, because otherwise there's gonna be a lot of death. Try up and then range battle. So this is the grand opening of the Grand Lift of Roe. But before we can step in there, we have to defeat this Black Blade Kindred. Well, technically there's no boss war, so I'm pretty sure I don't need to defeat him, but I wanted to. So it's another duplicate enemy, the gargoyles, just reskin to be a little bit tougher, more health. The moveset is very, very similar, to be honest. So yeah, it's another reskin of a boss. I think that's one thing that I wouldn't like, is that the boss is a little bit repetitive. So the Order Blade, I think the Order Blade is doing pretty good damage already. I think it's a pretty good buff. So the Black Blade. The Black Blade, this is also something to do with the Destined Death. The ability that I just used is the ability of the Destined, of the Death Malachite ability. That's a good buff. Oh, look at that. That shout was taking away my health so quickly that luckily I drank. I think I would have been fine, but mate, if I didn't drink, that would have been bad news. The one thing I do like about the gargoyles though is that they do change weapon, which makes the dodging a little bit harder and make it a little bit more interesting, I guess, during the fight. So they could have like sword and shield, they could have, well, not shield, they never had shield. They can have sword, they can have spear, they can have twin blade, they can have axe, they can have great axe. So yeah. So you can see all those, the flame attack works very similar to the black flame, and the black flame also attached to the Godslayer weapon is a weapon for God, a weapon against God. And if you use all those black flame against kind of a God enemy, you do extra damage, which is another neat little small detail that you would never know if you never look at the item description. And looking at wiki as well, of course, or learning about it from YouTube videos. So attacking, defeating him isn't really that difficult. He just moves a lot, and he hits fairly hard. And I'd rather him having the axe instead of the twin blade, because the twin blade is a little bit more problematic. It's very hard to dodge his twin blade attack, and because he moves so much that I wasn't able to do any of my attack properly. So this is where I just like, okay, I run out of flash now. I've been very passive because I was trying to gauge where the hell he is. So I'm just like, you know what, screw it. I haven't do my overhead attack. I need to do it now because I'm almost dead. I got no health. I'm almost dead. And this is where I just use 3 overhead attack at the same time and managed to get him. So got some good weapon, the black axe and the gargoyle black twin blade. So bronze twin blade wielded by the valiant gargoyles, mended with the blackened corp wax, deal holy damage. Such is the mark of those who serve Malachite, the black blade. So really cool. I was looking at this, I was just like, maybe I should equip it. So, with no health, I literally saw the enemy. I was like, oh, fuck it, they're easy. I thought it was just 1, but it was actually 2, so I got killed. So with all those souls, I did a reckless move. With no flask, with no health. That was a reckless move, but I ended up going back there, had my revenge, got the runes. And this is the Grand Lift. Another finger reader.
Turn back. Ahead lies the land of the
so obviously the finger reader doesn't want us to commit the cardinal sin. And this is why this is the forbidden land, because Queen Marika had banished the giant and basically kill all the giants.
Who would dare? But you certainly not.
So yeah, so the finger obviously is part of the greater will, part of the whole Earth Tree, part of that religion. They're just like, hell nah, you better not try to burn us. So the journey to the mountaintop of the giant is difficult, and that's why not many Elden champion have done it before, and we are one of the champions that will hopefully get past all those challenges.
I shall see to that. All I ask of you is to make the journey to the snowy mountaintops of the giants, far above the clouds. I know I'm asking you to commit a cardinal sin, but it must be done to reach the path beyond, and that is the path I wish to travel. What is your mind?
There's no mind, love. Don't know what the hell is going on. So you saw me very quickly went into that Great Runes menu, so that's where you kind of trigger it. But yeah, once again, apart from experimenting, testing it, my theory of using the Great Rune Arc, I never use it in real combat situation. Because I am a bloody idiot. But this is a cool cutscene with a bit of an unnecessary cutscene, I guess, but... So this is the medallion of the road medallion that will trigger the lift. That is the same medallion that Melina gave it to us. It's pretty good. I also resolved the camera not freezing issue. It's because it was conflicting with my video editing software, Filmora 11 now. Yeah, Filmora 11. So I just exported it with less quality. I just exported it so then I can do my post commentary while watching the video back, and then I'm gonna realign it on the video, so that works. Because those videos, when after 1 hour it will just freeze, and then after like 10 minutes every time it just keeps freezes, and that was really annoying me. So I have to figure out a solution. Yeah, this is more of a workaround instead of a solution, but it works. I'm happy with it. So the Grand Lift of Road got us to the mountaintop of the giant, ladies and gents. There you go, the pop-up confirming the location. So mountaintop of the giant. You can't kill these spirits. It's not real animals. They're just spirits in the mountaintop. And the first thing you get is the map, which is really good. This is literally, you can see that I haven't moved that far, and I got the map already, which is a first. So I know there's a map on the left, which we can't go into just yet, because that's the area that needed another medallion that I will get a lot later on. A lot later on. So we also got some fire blossom flowers as well. Yeah, I wish I used crafting a little bit more, maybe do more throwing weapons. But I feel like I will do a build just to piss around and just use consumable to fight my way through things. Use the weakest weapon of all. I feel like the assassin build will be that, because I need to use like tricks and stuff like that to be powerful.
Who would be Lord? Oh my. Why the long face? I fear that you were previously acquainted with this vessel. Well, that is most unfortunate.
I don't think I ever met his acquaintance.
Flesh, he gave it to me.
Shubibri.
I hope you can
Shubibri.
with that. You were about to sacrifice something precious, the life of a fair maiden, that you would toss into the fiery forge, only so that you may be Lord. What a horrible thing to ponder.
It is, because I didn't know about it before, because Melina basically didn't really tell us what she's gonna do. Just all she asked is to get us into travel into the top of the Mountaintop of Giant, and then she'll do the rest. She'll burn down the Earth Tree, but she didn't say that, oh, I will sacrifice myself to burn it down. Into Shrewsbury actually told us that fact. So his ideology is that he support the Frenzy Flame religion, the Frenzy Flame clan, which we have dealt with while exploring Leonia. We have kind of experienced a little bit of madness, a little bit of Frenzy Flame, and there's a Frenzy Flame village very close to that as well, within the region of Leonia. And yeah, that's a separate ending. That's a separate, unique ending. May chaos take the world. So yeah, so he's very happy about chaos overtaking it, the flame of frenzy. So he in support of that ideology. So yeah, so there's a lot of different ideas, different ideology, different religion, different belief in Elden Ring. So there are I think there's like six different endings to become Elden Lord. There's 6 different endings to become Elden Lord. So depending on how many NPC quests that you have progressed through, so you progress through enough, then they will give you an item, so then you can become an Elden Lord in some way, slightly different. And then there are one other ending, and then there's the Frenzy Flame ending. So there are 3 very unique endings, but the Elden Lord one have the deviation of plenty more. So these guys, I really like fighting these guys. Fighting these guys 1v1 is very fun. Very fun indeed. They got a lot of health, but they will also give you 5k runes each. So I wouldn't say this is a good farming spot, because they are very tough unless you got a really good weapon. I think this is definitely an end game farming spot potentially, if you want. It's a very good area to test out. It's a very good enemy, let's just say, to test out your weapon, to test out the weapon art and all that stuff though, I would say. But these are the Seymour enemy. I have beaten a couple of these before. As soon as I said that, I died to him, but I have beaten them before in kind of like a boss arena, boss battle. But these are a common enemy in the Seymour ruins. They're not really bad at anything. They will bleed. Holy doesn't really do that much difference. Frenzy doesn't do too much. So yeah, they have very good poison resistance, and they're just pretty damn good. Really enjoy fighting these guys, but they can be easily staggered though. So if I'm using the Godslayer Greatsword, that is not a bad shout, because they will get staggered fairly easily. It's just the fact that the katana doesn't really do that much. Another way of dealing with them is the dual wield katana. So majority of their attack is quite easy to read. You can rein in a little bit on the dual wield katana, maybe get to bleed up a little bit quicker, and you can do it that way. But yeah, the Seymour Ruin is definitely a great place for late game ruin farming. At least is what I think. I do come back every now and again to this area to get like maybe 10k souls of ruins that I need to level up, that kind of thing. Because you might be going into a new area, you don't have any runes to pop, so you ended up just having to farm a tiny little bit, and these guys are great for that. I would say arrows is actually a very viable strategy. It's not as quick, obviously, but it's definitely a very viable strategy. I don't think the Axe Talisman really boosts the charge attack that much. At least I don't see it. I think you have to fully charge your attack in order to have a great deal of effects. Guard counter, as you saw, is also doing... guard counter is actually really good. But sometimes they might do combos that you didn't know that they were doing. So, yeah, so that way you don't know about. So, as I was saying that they're easy to stagger, literally about 4 strong, heavy R2 attack managed to stagger them, so... Good aiming, Lou. There you go. 379, not bad. Not a bad damage at all. So I managed to do my heavy attack there. Strong attack's definitely a really good way to stagger them. If you're just trying to use your light attack, it can be quite draining. You can see that I'm using an array of moves. Another way to inflict a huge amount of damage is also double slash. Double slash Ash of War. It takes out a very tiny little bit Ash of War every combo you do, but it's a very quick way to inflict damage straight away against these guys. It just like against these guys you want to be aggressive rather than defensive, because if you're being a little bit passive, you'll find that you'll be drinking all the time. A well-timed guard counter is also very good as well. So you can see that 5,039 runes. That's insane. And every now and again, after you defeat a couple of them, you get your flask back. You get your flask back. So which is really good. It just makes you want to like keep going. So yeah, this is definitely a very fun area. If you can kill these guys very quickly, you can gain. I think there's about 10 of them here, 8 or 10 of them here. So if you can kill them very quickly, that's easily about 50 to 60k runes. But you have to kill them quickly in order to be like a farming spot. If you're taking your time like I am, then it's not a very efficient farming spot. But I love these guys. Love these guys. There's so many ways to defeat them effectively. But I think my Godslayer Greatsword is only a +6 still, so which is not great in these areas. But I will quickly upgrade that that bloody colossal sword of mine, which is really good. The fucking stairs. You know, the more that I'm looking back on my gameplay, on my first playthrough, the more that I'm thinking like how to do my assassin build. I'm doing my strength build now, but it's always that fresh idea of different play styles that excites me. In terms of my strength and intelligence build, I'm having a little bit of a dilemma at the moment, whether to level up my intelligence a little bit more or go for a more strength focus build and just have intelligence as like my support. Similar to this one, where my faith is literally just like my support. I don't use any of the faith attack. Use it mainly for buffing up my weapon, buffing up myself, cleaning poison, improving my resistance on stuff. So I think this is where I would, or what I would do. No enemy ahead. I believe that dude and just ran all the way in. Don't really need to wear the lantern, but hey yo. Opening the chest and I got this smithing stone minus bell bearing. Very effing important. So good. Because this gives me 5 and 6. Smithing stone 5 and 6. So smithing stone minus 5 and 6, that will be enough to get any of my weapon to plus 18, which is insane amount. Well, this say that all the blade doesn't really do that much extra damage. I think about 20 more. So it's not that much better. The main thing is to get them staggered. As you can see that the critical animation will do 2 attack. So one when I stab and one when I let go, take out the sword. So do 2 steps attack, which is really good for a critical. So this one I accidentally aggro 2 of them, so I know it's going to be in for a long fight. But I did well though, considering. This ice breath attack, look at that, the amount of distance that can travel is insane. So that's the thing. I need to bait one of them to attack me, so then I can attack the other. But it wasn't very useful. I know I need to do the overhead attack, and I know I need to kill one of them like very quickly, but I'm just failing to do so. So by using some elevation, using some rocks and stuff like that, I was hoping that okay, maybe that will get them confused a little bit. Maybe hopefully one of them will trapped into a rock and not be able to chase me or whatnot, you know. So the breath attack's definitely very good, but at the same time it leaves them a very long period of time to get killed. So he backed off, so I managed to kill his buddy. I don't use guard counter that much really. It's just not natural to me to use it, because I never. It's just all about the habit, isn't it? I never got that opportunity in Dark Souls, so it's not really in my head to use guard counters. I haven't parry a lot either. But that's one thinking about the assassin build. The assassin thief build is going to be a. I think at the beginning I will need to do a lot of parrying until I get 2 really good daggers. So consumable, life throwable items will be massive in terms of my arsenal to deal massive damage, and my parrying needs to be on point. Because I was really good at parrying in Dark Souls 1 and 3.
There is something I'd like to say. My purpose was given to me by my mother, but now I act of my own volition. I have set my heart upon the world that I would have, regardless of my mother's designs. I won't allow anyone to speak ill of that, not even you. Shall I turn your runes?
His mother, eh?
Let my hand share them with me.
That is So I got the final floss for my Estes, well, not my Estes, my Crimson Tears and my Cerulean Tars. 14 is the maximum that you can have. Doesn't matter if you get more golden seed nowadays, you can just sell it. So yeah, it doesn't really matter, it doesn't do anything now because you got the maximum 14. And you will get more than enough during your playthrough for it, but there is only 12 sacred tier So they're improving the potencies. So my potency at the moment is +7, but I miss one sacred tier in Limgrave, and I missed 2 in Liurnia, I think. So one in Liurnia, I think 1 in Khalid. But missing the 1 in Limgrave, that was stupid on me because I didn't explore properly. And I think Limgrave in general didn't take my time to explore because I didn't know how to do my video. So I explored it very quickly, and by the time after I defeated Stormvale, I defeated Godric, I went past Stormvale, I never went back to Limgrave really to explore the other places. So there are a few places in Limgrave that I missed. You know, a couple of NPCs and all that. Liurnia as well. So Arteria leaf. These leaf is actually quite useful. They make, you can make the meat, like the chicken drumsticks, X-rated flesh or something it's called, that increases your attack power. And these fire monks is fucking awesome. They remind me so much of the Evangelists in Dark Souls 3. Remind me so much. But cooler version, because look at that, a volcano looking AoE attack from the top of his head. He must be on fire all the time, mate. His whip does a lot of blood damage and also fire damage, and really long distance range as well. So round 2, I got my Order Blade. So this is where you haven't seen me using the Blood Flame Blade for a little while because I was just simply want to just switch things around. I don't want to use the Blood Flame Blade all the time. I know the bleed effect is often so strong, so like I said in the last episode, you can make the game hard for yourself or you can make the game easy for yourself, and this is one of the things that I definitely made the game a little bit harder for myself by not using Blood Flame Blade that much. And also making the game harder for myself by not using the wiki, right? On my first playthrough, because if I'm using the wiki in the first playthrough, then I would have had a few more Crimson Tears, a few more potencies. So instead of +7, it could have been maybe a +10 already. So, but you know, those things that you just have to live by. I'm happy with my first playthrough. I really enjoy the game of how I experienced it. So that's all good. You know, I didn't look at any. Bloody hell! She wanna swing at me. She was swinging at me. So yeah, I didn't look at any. There's only one boss, and if you know anything about Elden Ring, there's only one boss that I actually looked up video on how to defeat on the wiki and on YouTube. There's only one boss, one particular boss. We're still very far away from that particular boss. But Jesus Christ. The harder boss in From Software history. Like, I play through all the games, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, the whole 1, 2, 3, all of the DLC, Sekiro, Bloodborne, all of the DLC in Bloodborne, all the Chalice dungeon, completed it all. And yeah, that boss was the hardest boss in From Software history to me. Obviously, it's very personal preference kind of thing. It's insane. But I like this bit though. I like this bridge is not really a bridge. I really like this makeshift bridge. Is very broken looking. This is like a wall. This is like a stone wall before that, probably guarding whatever, guarding the giants, right, against any potential war or whatever. That's what I think anyway. It's really cool looking. So you can see that there's some snipers around. One of the giant got his bow and arrow ready, which is not fair. Oi buddy, you got a bow and arrow? I got nothing, yo. Whoa, what a shot. Straight into turret. So turret's not dead. It's just that my stagger, he got me staggered out of the horse. So whenever I am wielding my greatsword, obviously that is a lot heavier. I need to go back to my other lighter scale armor. So I think I really like this scale armor. I think it's one of the cooler one. Oh, he's got no chance, man. Look at that. Look at that flame attack. Look at that stagger attack. Look at that. Couldn't really get the hearts because he was clipping through the ground a little bit. But look at that. Insane amount of damage. Not great fighting on the rock on formations like this. They just, you know, they can just easily clip through and not be able to hit him, or maybe I end up hitting a rock or something. So yeah, it can be a bit annoying. But this is my chance now. So whenever you hit their heart, it will just critical them. It will just kill them straight away. So Keen Ishitana plus 20 already, so I'm waiting for more Smithing Stone 7 in order to get that to plus 21. If I remember correctly, I did have to wait for a little bit for that Smithing Stone, for all those Smithing Stone 7 that I needed. But my Uchitana is plus 20, my other one is plus 17, and later on I boost my Serpent Bone Blade to about plus 8, if I remember correctly, and my Godslayer Greatsword still plus 6 at the moment, but it will soon get to plus 8 and plus 9. Because originally I got it up to plus plus 6, because I wasn't sure if I'm going to use it long term, and I've just loved it since. So got the bell bearing to the maiden, and now I got Smithing Stone plus 5 and 6, which is incredible. Incredible. So you see that rune arcs that you know, there's 5 of them. I never purchased them. They are very valuable, and I should have purchased more, and I should have used more, but maybe on the next playthrough. So coming back to the Mountaintop of Giant Catacomb, so before I went through the bridge, I discovered the dungeon, but all I did was just to pop the Sigh of Grace. Well, pop the Sigh of Grace, I mean, like discover the Sigh of Grace. And this is the dungeon within. These guys can be annoying to fight against. There you go, another dungeon. Another of these statued enemy, which is yeah, once again, it can be annoying, but nothing that we face will get in our way, right? I hate the dagger one. I just hate them. I don't like these enemies. They're annoying. Great dodge, Lou. Dodge straight into his throwing daggers. Yeah, I just hate these enemies, man. So after running around for a little bit, this is one of the catacomb that is really trippy, really trippy. So again, it's one of those with different levels, and then you have to jump around, you have to move around. You thought about running up the stairs and just follow the road will get you to the boss lever. No, you have to. This one is you have to jump around and do all this stuff. And sometimes because they all look very similar, you kind of go into the same place and you're like, wait a minute, that's not the one. But I skipped all that. We got to the lever and we are at the boss fight. So be wary of a tree enemy. What could that be? That's the tree spirit that we also fought in the last game. So it is a bit of a shame to see enemy that repeats. But I guess if they're fun to fight, then there's not a problem. But with that being said, I'm gonna leave this boss fight playing, and I'm gonna say my goodbye to you guys. And this is episode 21, and there's a lot more episode to come. But this episode has a lot of progress in terms of the story. And we went back to Leyndell, we beat Morgott, and we are now going to commit a cardinal sin. So the cardinal sin of burning the shit out the oak tree by sacrificing our maiden, Malena. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Click the like button, put a smile on my face. Subscribe to my channel for more things Elden Ring and any other game that I play. Stay safe out there, keep calm and video game. Peace.